Hi guys, thank you for watching this fan review of Sexless, Season 3, Episode 8. And this episode was all about Stacy. The title of this episode is Kevin Hart. So again, this episode was all about Stacy. This episode also reminded me very much of like how the creators of The Walking Dead, or how the producers of The Walking Dead TV show, how they do things sometimes. Meaning last week was like really deep and heavy and took a lot out of us. So this week was a little bit lighter, and you appreciate that, because you just can't have that every week because it's just a lot. Okay, so this week's episode about Stacy, it was a lot lighter. So let's get into it. So it starts out with Stacy at home opening up or setting up a new Hello Cupid account. She's also trying to reach out to Wendy. She's trying to reach out to Noli. She's trying to reach out to Farrah, and nobody's, responding back to her. So, she's on the phone and she's apologizing. And at one point she says, I feel like I'm apologizing so much that I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. And I thought, well, that might be part of the problem. That might be part of the problem. But so she's on Hello Cupid and she's setting up her profile, and so she goes through this whole thing of trying to get just the right picture with her natural hair. None of that is pleasing to her, so she puts on this wig and she takes a picture. She sets that up on her profile. To me, she looked 100% better in her natural hair than she did that wig. And I'm telling you, although I am natural, I am not anti a good wig at all. I'm all for versatility, whatever you want to do. That's the fun of being ladies. But I thought she looked way better with her natural hair than with that particular wig. So when she's setting up her profile, she has to choose like her preference. So, initially she chooses like her race preference. She chooses white, no ambivalency at all. She hesitates when she chooses black. She kind of goes back and forth, not really sure about it. And then she decides to go with all. So yes, Stacy has some challenges. So all the time too, when we're doing this whole hair thing where she has on this wig and going back and forth in the mirror, and she's like, oh, it's so soft, it's silky, do you want to touch it? And she has this flashback of, so she has a towel on her head and she's playing like she has long hair, and I'm like, that's probably like something that I don't know how many of us did. I mean, I can remember as a little girl, my sisters and I putting on like pantyhose and acting as if we had long hair. So hey guys, I want to continue this review. If you notice anything different, when I started this review, it was daytime. Had to stop to watch BET Awards, and now I am back. And if you guys watched the BET Awards, just want to say New Edition was everything. Bruno Mars was great, and who else was really, really good? I thought Big Sean did really, really good. And of course, Remy Ma winning was everything. That's why they saved it to the end. Yeah. But anyway, this is not a BET Awards review, so let me get back to the Sexless episode. So she's playing with her hair and having a flashback to when she was a little girl and how she used to play with the towel on her head, acting as if she had long hair. Like I said earlier, I don't know. There's so many of us who did that. And, when we did that and just, thinking we had long hair, swinging it around, consciously as a little girl, I don't know how much we were thinking about we're trying to imitate somebody who's white, but depending on how old you are and whatever age range, because when I grew up, it wasn't the idea of swinging like extension braids or locks or, whatever long weaves like our hair. It was who I was seeing on TV were white people. So, but how much that is internalized, how much of that has impacted her. She's definitely suffering from colorism issues and challenges. It is interesting because at the same time that she's trying to honor and claim her naturalness as a black woman, she's also shunning the blackness when it comes to really looking for somebody to be in a relationship with. But you get that it's really coming from a place of hurt, right, and rejection. So it's her view that black men, the ones that she likes, they really don't like her. But again, I go back to when she was out with Zach, and and he basically educated her that it's really not a matter of you not liking black men based on the traits that you described, or not being able to find the kind of black man that you like based on the traits you described. What she described was that she didn't really like silly, goofy men, or men who didn't have a good job. And it's like, okay, well, that could come in any color. It was when Zach was educating her on basically whether the person is not about skin color, it's a certain type of guy you like. And that's where the whole Kevin Hart thing came up with that conversation, because she was saying that her preference is an Idris Elba type, but she always gets a Kevin Hart. And so he made a comparison between Jim Carrey and some other more serious type famous white guy, and just to try to get her to understand that your choice or preference isn't really about color, is really about, or isn't really about race, it's really about personality type. So that was really interesting, coming from him, trying to get her to understand why she should like her people. I'm sure she still didn't get it, because she has this whole thing with black men don't like me, so they're just gonna reject me, so I'm just gonna deal with Billy and them. Yeah. Oh, Stacey, you're gonna make it so hard for me to like you. Black is Sexy TV is trying to give us enough information to make us have compassion for your situation, but I'm just not there yet. She's definitely suffering from some colorism challenges, definitely struggling with being comfortable with her race, her dark complexion, her natural hair, but at the same time, again, she's also embracing it. But when she's looking for a relationship, she's looking for a white man, and she's looking for a white man because of a fear of rejection. She's probably been hurt in the past by feeling rejected. I get the sense that she's probably that girl who felt like when she was hanging out at the club or in college or whatever, that maybe her other friends got more attention, who might have been more light complexion or looked a certain way, or like she called Wood's friend when they went hiking, light bright. So out of Hello Cupid app, she has two guys that she hooks up with, Eli and Zach. So Zach is the one that she actually ends up going out with, and on a second date with hiking and all that. With the editing for Eli, I was a little bit confused about exactly what happened. At one point it seemed as if when she told him she was a virgin, that he was out, and she started just killing this salad, and then we had the scene with Zach, and then later on we had more footage with Eli. So I'm a bit confused about exactly the timing of the situation with Eli. I do know at the end of it, she thumbs down him on the Hello Cupid app. So, but that whole scene was a bit confusing to me. I couldn't really tell. Okay, so Eli didn't leave once she said she was a virgin, because there was footage later where they were still talking, and to me felt like they were having a good conversation. And that was confusing. So anyway, when Zach invited her out to go hiking, now I'm gonna tell y'all, every bit of my black DNA said, girl, don't look at here. You just met this man, and I'm just gonna say, you just met this white man. You going out here hiking up in the mountains, in the woods. You don't even know anything about this man. Now you know this right. He could lead to some stuff. Okay? But so when she went on the hike, that's when she ran into Wood. Wood was so hilarious. He was so hilarious because he kept calling him Blake and kept, telling her, well, I see, you like this type and all that. So they started passing, words back and forth. And so Zach ends up leaving. Wood's date actually ends up leaving too, because they're basically like, hey, you guys are going at it. Y'all obviously got some things y'all need to resolve, so we just gonna let y'all do that. So, Stacy's mad. She's marching off. She twists her ankle, and then Wood has to carry her. And did y'all see in that, on a certain point in the scene, did you guys see where Stacy kind of just smiled when he was carrying her? So she knows that she likes this guy. I have no idea what Wood does for a living. I don't think they've told us what he does for a living. But she knows that she likes this guy. She needs to just give him a chance. She needs to give him a chance. So that was pretty much it for this episode, y'all. Next week, all the girls are finally gonna be back together, so that should be interesting because nobody's really talking with Stacy, so it should be interesting to see how that goes. This week's episode was very cute. It was a nice reprieve from the very, very heavy episode we had last week. So I'm looking forward to the next episode. Please share your comments below on what you thought about this episode. Until the next time, as always, thank you guys for letting me have my 2 cents. Bye.